Okay, I'm going to show you a strategy that we used to do back in 2011, and it worked really well then, and it still does today, but in a different way. And a different way that it works today is it actually drives a lot of traffic rather than rankings in Google, which it used to do. But what I've done here is I've set this up to test it because we've multiplied the strategy. Okay, so right now what I want to do is put in a test campaign and we will see what happens. Okay, so the idea is that we create a playlist in YouTube, okay, and the playlist in YouTube is going to have our video at the top, and what we're going to do for the rest of the videos in that playlist is going to be the top ranking videos for a specific keyword. Okay, so for example, if I want to rank for best WordPress SEO plugin for 2019, then it's going to give me the top 5 or top 10 or top 20 results according to what settings I put in the software here that you can see in front of you. Okay, and put my video at the top so that my video thumbnail is at the top. Okay, that's what will appear in the search results. Okay, the idea here is that we will get the click through into our video, and our videos will get more views. So your content quality has to be good here, because we need the two ranking factors that are actually working here. One is the click-through rate, which is getting into the actual playlist. The second one is the retention time on the actual content. So if the retention time is very low, as far as a percentage, say for example your video is like 5 minutes and people are jumping off after like 10-15 seconds, that's not good. However, if your video is 5 minutes long and people are staying there between 4 and 5 minutes, that's better, and Google will give you rankings, improve your rankings, maintain your rankings over time as well for that keyword, because basically what it's saying, that the user behavior signal is what Google picks up on, the retention time, the dwell time spent on your content. Okay, it's basically telling Google that this search result, they provided for that particular search query is a good match. Okay, it's nothing really overly scientific about it, it's just common sense. A lot of the SEO stuff is just common sense. Okay, so with that in mind, what we want to do is we want to create a playlist where we put a video at the top for the purpose of getting high retention views and the click-through from the search engine. Okay, and we're leveraging other people's videos as well, and what that is going to do, it's going to build relevance, because Google is actually ranked, say we're choosing the top 10 videos to be in the playlist, and our video is going to be at the top, giving us 11 videos in total on that playlist. Our videos on top, plus the top 10 ranking videos for that particular keyword. Google starts to associate that video of ours with those top 10 ranking videos, which it's already ranked from its own algorithm. Okay, so we're building relevance. Now, what I want to do here is I want to take this further. This is an old strategy, okay, and it worked really well previously. So what we want to do is we want to take it a lot further with automation. Okay, and with this automation, we're going to be able to do this for multiple keywords at one time. Okay, so I can do like 50 keywords at one time, and that would create 50 different playlists if that's what I choose to do. Okay, we can multiply this. Now, to do that properly, and if you did this in one YouTube channel, it's not going to look good, it's going to look really spammy. So to do this properly, it's better if you've got some Google accounts that have got multiple YouTube channels in them. Okay, so what we can do here is we can, if I just close this for a second, actually no, I'll keep it open, I'll show you here. What we can do is we can add multiple accounts, like in here you can see I've actually got 74 different accounts. They're all coming from different Gmail accounts. Okay, I'll show you this in a few minutes as well. If I expand these out, you will see that some of these Gmail accounts have got like 8 or 9 YouTube channels, some have got even more and some have got less. Okay, altogether here I've got 74 different channels. Okay, and if I select all and click add all accounts, then we're going to be using as many channels is in here for creating a playlist, depending on how many keywords we're putting in here. Okay, so as not to confuse you, if I've only got 2 keywords here, it's only going to create 2 playlists, so it's only going to use 2 of these channels. If I put in here 74 keywords, then it's going to do 74 different playlists, and that would make 1 in each channel because I've got 74 selected accounts. If I choose 200 keywords, okay, then it's going to divide. It's going to do the first 74 in these 74 different channels, and then go back to the beginning and do the next 74 with the same channels in order again, okay, until it's used up all 200 keywords. Okay, so no matter how many channels you've got here is really dependent on how many keywords that you've got. That will determine how many playlists you get created, and all it's doing is dividing those playlists according to the channels you've got here. Okay, very quick and very easy way to do this is just to put in your keywords in here and put in some description, put in a title, and we can come back later and we can fix the description and we can fix the tags as well, because we've got some advanced stuff I want to show you as well by the time we have finished doing our playlist. Now what I want to do is I want to get some keywords that are suitable for my video. My video is here. It is about WordPress SEO. Okay, my video is about WordPress SEO. If I just copy this and I go into Google Chrome and I come over here and I press paste and go, we will see a video here is about WordPress plugin that I've got called Link Control Alpha, which basically helps people with the WordPress SEO by identifying all the links, internal and outbound links, and also the links that are coming into the site as well that we can index. We can even index other people's links, and we can manage our internal links, etc., etc. Okay, I won't go into detail about this right now. What I want to do is focus on this particular strategy here that we're working on. Okay, so what I want to do is get some keyword phrases that are relevant. Okay, now to do this, I've kind of cheated. I've pulled in another one of my tools, one that's not been released yet. It's called SerpCurate. It's a big old tool, this one, and it's been around for probably about 18 months and it's never been released. There's about 3 or 4 people who probably got it, and that's it. What I can do in here is I can search for questions, and what I've done is I search for the question here for WordPress SEO, and it's given me back 169 questions that people are asking about WordPress SEO. Okay, so I've just chosen some of these randomly. Okay, so you know where I got these from. Another place you can get them is if you go over to Google and you search for Ubersuggest or Ubersuggest, whatever way you want to pronounce that, then you will find a website by a guy called Neil Patel that's going to be ranking for that particular keyword, Ubersuggest or Ubersuggest. Okay, and he's got a free keyword tool there that you can use for doing the same purpose. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these keywords, just some random keywords that I picked up, okay, that I thought were relevant enough that we could add our video to them. And all I'm doing with this is we're going to increase the video views. It's going to happen naturally anyway, because the playlists do start to rank in YouTube. That will increase the amount of traffic coming to that first video, which is going to be mine. Okay. Second thing is, if we're getting those click-throughs coming through for those keyword phrases, then our videos gets associated with those keyword phrases, as long as we have got a decent retention time. Now, because we are getting a decent retention time plus the click-through from the search engine, because people are seeing our thumbnail, and because those videos that are in the playlist are actually the top ranking videos for those keywords, then Google starts to associate our video as must be relevant, must be good, because retention time is good for that search phrase, even though we've ranked those the top 10. This one is getting all the traffic. Okay, this one's getting all the clicks, this one's getting good retention time. It's going to rank you. Okay, so we're doing this, and we've exploded the strategy and we've multiplied the strategy, because we can do this unlimited times. Okay, so all I would do at this point is just leave it like it is, like I've got here. for my keywords. Leave it like it is for my project name, because that's just for my reference up here. We've got a video URL in here. Now I don't know how many keywords I've got in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. I've got about 23 keywords. Okay, looking at that, just a rough guess looking at that txt file. Okay, now the tags, we're going to come back and fix the tags later. And how we're going to do that is the top 10 ranking videos that we include in our playlist, we're going to combine all the tags they've got and we're going to count them up automatically, and we're going to choose the ones we want to use. That's all automated as well. Okay, all you have to do is click on tags you want. You can click on all of them if you want, but there might be too many tags. I'll show you how that works. It's really simple. And for the description, what we're going to do is we're going to choose down here to add the titles of the playlist items. And what that means is, say for example, I choose the top 11 videos that are ranking for that keyword here, WordPress SEO plugins 2019. Okay, then it's going to take the names of those videos and put them into my description automatically. Okay, so it's actually putting in the playlist order, but more importantly, it's putting in some titles that have got keywords in there. So it's kind of self-optimizing, self-on page optimization happening at the same time. Okay, so now that I've explained it, okay, let's go ahead and do it so that you understand fully what is going on, because I've explained it and now I'm going to show you. Hopefully this will kick in very, very quickly for you to understand exactly what we are doing here. Okay, so I'm going to choose the top 10. Okay, I had to pause the video there, guys, because I had actually come down and clicked here before I had finished my settings in here, so I had to pause the video and chop that part off and come back. Now that I have this set up, I still have some extra bits that I need to do. Okay, what I need to do, for example, is in this title. Now if I keep this just as it is right now, what is going to happen is every single playlist is going to have that same title. Okay, we need to use some spin tags in here. Okay, so spin tags, if you're not familiar with it, is where we can interchange some words. Okay, and how we do that is we use like curly brackets with what we call the pipe character in between. So you can see here we've got the number 10. Now if I just paste in here a title I've already got ready, okay, now you can see the number 10 is in between two curly brackets with this sort of pipe character, as we call it. Okay, and the 10 as in writing here and not the number 10. Okay, so it's in words and not the number. Okay, so and letters and not the number, I should say. This is what we call spin tags. So every time it makes a post, it's going to alternate between the number 10 and the letters with 10 written. Okay, now if I can take that further, what I can do is I can do that with more words that we have got within a title. So I can do it for best. I can interchange that with words like top, for example. WordPress, I can interchange that with words like WP, for example. Okay, so if I just come here and I paste that in, you can see here now that I've got some spin tags. That's giving me multiple ways that that title is going to be produced. Okay, multiple ways it's going to be produced. Okay, so quick tips when you're doing titles, because it's really important we get the click-through when we're doing these playlists. Okay, we want to get the click-through to increase our views, to increase our rankings, to increase our traffic, and hopefully get people following any call to action that we have on our videos. Okay, which is the whole point of marketing, really. Get the traffic, give them a call to action, get a result. That's what we want to do, whatever that result may be, from getting people onto an email list, or generating a lead for a client, or making a sale as an affiliate, or making people sign up to something that you can sell later because you're going to nurture them, whatever the case may be. Okay, so anyway, we have this title already done now, so it's going to alternate between these different words so that we have different title every single time. Okay, but the title is broken down specifically in a way that we know that helps with the conversions. Okay, let me just break this down for you just very quickly. Just this is not a copywriting masterclass by any means, but it's just some basic stuff that we know that works. Okay, so if you're doing a sort of list style or a numbered kind of title, top 5, top 10, 10 ways to do this or that, that will get more open rates. Okay. The second thing is to have something in brackets. Okay. Now the third thing that I've noticed as well is if you put in the date, it's more relevant, so you get more clicks. That's what I found personally. So I tend to put the date within the brackets. It just solves two problems at one time, or gives me two solutions at one time. Okay, by putting in those brackets, it tends to get more clicks. Now, if you have a look at Backlinko, if you look at his YouTube channel, he's got a lot of training on this kind of stuff with tons and tons of case studies. Okay, and that's a good guy to learn SEO from as well. He's a very, very good marketer. He was a copywriter before he was an SEO guy, and as well as that, he's a top SEO guy. Okay, so having a numbered style kind of headline, okay, top 10, 10 best I've got here. We can also change that around, say top 10, etc. And the other thing is to put a question mark. Okay, a question mark will create the curiosity, so we can put in a question mark here, and that will help to get more clicks. Okay, so these are small things that we can do to ensure that we are doing titles that have increased chances of getting a click, but you should take a little bit more time than what I've done here. Okay, I just did this as a demo for the purpose of doing a video. Now I've lost my lost my channels here because I had actually clicked it and I had to cancel it really quickly. So I'm just going to click on select all, and I'll click on add the accounts. Now I've got 74 different channels here. It will tell me here if any of these are not working, or if there's a problem with a password or something. It's just simply going to skip past them and go to the next one. Okay, so you can safely choose all of these in here if you wanted to, and just let the software do its work. It's going to choose, it's going to post into the first ones it can from these 74. Okay, so we will come back and we will fix the description a little bit later as well. We're going to put some channel tags in here as well later. I must remember to click here to auto add the titles of the playlist items, so that the top 10 results from the search results that are in the playlist with my video are going to be listed here in the playlist description. Okay, that's why you don't want to go too big, because we got limited amount of characters that we can use in the description. I believe it's 5,000 characters. So if you did this with 200 videos, you might not have space, and then the software simply can't work. It would look like it's broken, but it's not. It's just that you've chosen too many videos, and so it can't fit all the words into the playlist description, etc. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is click on add the project. Okay, and what it's going to do is searching for all of those keywords that we've got in here. I think it's about 23 different keywords. So we've got to let it do its work. As it's searching for all the keyword here, it's going to make a note of the top ranking videos. Okay, and then it's going to start to make the playlist for each individual keyword with our video at the top and the top 10 ranking videos underneath that. So every single keyword phrase is going to have different results, just building that relevancy. Now, because this is logging into my YouTube or my Google account, I have this set up with Authenticator on my telephone. So it's going to ask me to authenticate, to confirm in just a second. So if you've got double verification, then it's going to ask you to verify. Okay, so I confirmed that one, and the software just going to do its work. It's working with an internal browser that we have built in here, and it's going to go ahead and create the playlist, and it will go through one by one, okay, and do them. I think we've got something like 5 threads working at one time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. Let me just hold on a little bit more to see what it's going to do next, just so you can see the process for the first one. What we will do in here as well is we will build it in that it doesn't need to have this browser pop up. You can switch the browser on and off and it will just work in the background as well. So we can build that in as well, which makes it more efficient if you want to work on other stuff. You don't have this browser popping up. But this is a neat little tool, and this is only one part of a bigger tool. You can see here the VidCurate Alpha. And it's only a very, very small part of VidCurate Alpha, to be honest. I mean, even the playlist builder is a small part of the playlist builder, but it's just a nice strategy that I really wanted to automate and take a lot further than what we used to do back in the day when it was working really, really well, to get people watching your videos for very, very competitive keywords that otherwise you would not be able to rank for. Okay, so I'm going to pause this because I'm not seeing any progress right now, and I'm just thinking I've got too many of these and probably it's going through all of these. So I'm going to pause until something happens and I'll come. Okay, so I just cancelled that one because it was taking a while, so hopefully we get another authentication here and it will just carry on as normal like it should do. Okay, you can hear the authentication coming through. That's been confirmed now. This is the only time you ever click in here. Just click to verify it's you. After you've done it, just click on that and it will close that part, and now we can just leave it to do its work. And here we don't need to touch as well. We just let the software do whatever it's going to do. It will click on that itself. And it might seem slow at times because it's mimicking human behavior. Okay, it's a little bit like VidAttack Alpha. It will wander up and down the search results and stuff like that before it actually clicks on your content. Okay, so that part has been done, and now we're into the next browser. So that's the way it goes on, so on and so forth. We're going to try and find a way that we can minimize the amount of times you need to confirm, because if you've got double verification, that can be a little bit distracting. You can't get anything else done when it's happening, but you only need to do this once for, you know, whenever you've got an important video, and you don't have to do like so many playlists as well. Okay, I'll come back when this is finished. We'll take it to the next level. Okay, so I actually paused this because there was too many, and some of these channels needed text message verification with sending through a code, and the other one was authentication from an app. And it just got a little bit too much for me to wait for this while doing a demo video. So here's what we've got at the end. Okay, so we can see these playlist items have been created here. I'll give it a second that we'll load these up, and you will also be able to see the thumbnails, etc. You can see our video at the top. Okay, so you can see that Neil Patel's second one here, the deep end number 3, WP Crafter, etc. Now if we go into the next one, you can see we've got different results. Okay, so each one of these that we have done gets a different result. Okay, so according to the keyword. Now what we can do is we can come into the information section here. Right, now with the information section we can click on here to grab the tags, and you can see it's counting the tags for all of those videos combined, and it's putting in here what are the most common tags. We can click on this and click on this. We'll skip the Yoast one and come down. SEO WordPress, search engine optimization, etc. And we can just add the tags like that. Okay, and with the playlist items, it looks like it didn't auto fill them, but it's no big deal. Just click here, it will fill up here. Okay, so just make a note of that, auto fill, so that I don't forget. Okay, so what we can do as well is we can send this over to an RS syndication system that we have built into the VidCurate Alpha Suite. We can send to social share as well, which can share among some social accounts. That's in a separate video for these two. Another one we can do is click on the translate. Okay, so if I click on the translate for this, it's going to open up the playlist translator. Now if I choose which language I want to translate into, English into French for example, it's going to translate all this metadata into that language, okay, into French, and it will do the same for the tags as well. What we can do though, and this will make the playlist to be able to be found in those different languages as well, okay. It's just simply metadata stuff that's been done in the back end of YouTube. What we can do though is we can click on the bulk update here, so we can choose the source language, whatever it is, and we can update to as many of these as we want to. I can choose all of these, okay, and I can click to update to these 41 different languages: Arabic and Hindi and Russian and Bulgarian and Spanish, etc., etc. Okay. Alright guys, I've just paused again. I came back because I had to do some confirmation. Somebody actually called the telephone, so I had to pause. And you can see it's going in there, it's updating these languages now, and all of that's happening just in one click. There's 41 different languages. It does take a few minutes to do because it's got a lot to do. It's uploading those localization metadata information into YouTube as YouTube requires. And that means our playlists are optimized, not just optimized, and we have optimized them pretty well because we've got the descriptions. They're very, very keyword rich descriptions. We've got the titles of all of those videos within the description. We've got the top tags, and we've done all of that in English, and now we've just translated it all into different languages, into 41 different languages as well. So very, very powerful stuff and really easy to do. The only key part here, the only tricky part here is if you have the double verification on your YouTube channels, okay? That's something that you might want to consider to do. Just some channels that do not need that verification just for the purpose of this strategy. Okay, so that's now finished, and it's saying now 29 localized titles. Now I'm not quite sure why that happens. I think it possibly is that I asked my coder to randomize it because it sounds like the kind of thing that I would do. So sometimes you would get 40, sometimes 27, sometimes 36, etc. That sounds like something I would do, but that's all done now, and that has been translated. So we can do more with it. We can come in here as well, but I forgot to do it actually. Was we can insert the channel tags, and the channel tags in here are the channels that's been used. So I can put my own channel, I can put Neil Patel one in here, I can put this one for Deep End, I can put this one for WP Crafter, Darryl Wilson, Ahrefs, etc., etc. You can see this pre-filling here, so it's nicely done, nicely optimized. If I click on here, save now, it's going to go and log in. Again, sometimes it doesn't, it just automatically updates. Now if I click to the playlist URL, we can go and see it in Chrome, and here we can see that those updates that we just did, okay, you can see in here that we have put in here those titles, etc. Okay, all of that's in there now. Okay guys, so just finishing up, you can see how powerful this is, because we can do pretty much unlimited amount of keywords and an unlimited amount of channels, or playlists, depending on how many channels you want to share them around. And that's just one small part of VidCurate Alpha. That's one small little part up there. It looks like an afterthought, and it kind of was for a long time because it was an older strategy, when we had it just like a quick playlist. I think we had called this little tab here, and I decided, okay, let's multiply this and let's make this super powerful, and we've added that in here to make a really super powerful strategy that's going to build relevance and drive traffic to your videos. Okay, thank you.